for tonight's game between the Lucy Beckham Bengals and your battling Bishops. Here are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the Lucy Beckham Bengals. Leading off, number 2 at shortstop, Aaron Kelchin. Batting second, number 11, Kevin Fagan in center field. Batting third, number 9, Hank Appley at catcher. Batting fourth, number 12, Riles Morris at first base. Batting fifth, number 6, Kingston Cobb in left field. Batting sixth, number 3, Tommy Byrne at second base. Batting seventh, number 17, Keegan Conroy in right field. Batting eighth, number 5, Andrew Hoover at third base. And batting ninth, number 4, Ryan Riggin at designated hitter. The pitcher is number 21, Levi Strock. Substitutes for the Bengals include number 22, Drew Mearhouse, number 18, Charles Kelly, number 20, Ford Thompson, number 19, Gabe Johnson, number 10, Holman Blake, number 14, Michael Mates, number 8, Preston Annapolis, number 24, Sawyer Minzen, number 13, Sam Peelman, and number 1, Hunter Doyle. Head coach is P.J. McConnell for the Bengals, assisted by Kyle Sheets, Victor Mayor, Andrew Taylor, and Seth Johnson. Now for your battling Bishops. Leading off, number 14 at first base, Jacob McCarra. Batting second, number 9 at catcher, Ty Levacy. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 7, Jackson Weiner. Batting fourth, number 11, the right fielder, Peter Fulton. Batting fifth, number 8, the pitcher, Will Rismiller. Batting sixth, number 24, at third base, Wyatt Lynn. Batting seventh in center field, number 18, Finn Corley. Batting eighth, number 12, at second base, Davis Metz. And batting ninth in left field, number 13, Maddox Wenzel. Substitutes for the Bishops include number 1, Alex Romansky, number 2, Ellis Rollins, number 3, Noah Williams, number 4, Max Nell, number 5, Ben Turner, number 6, John Carr, number 10, Will Mazer, number 15, Thomas Dietrich, number 16, Logan Schneider, number 19, Hayes Daniel, number 20, William Donato, number 22, Jackson Radcliffe, and number 23, Hunter Alex. Head coach for the
Has this announcer been drinking, Jim? Because he's butchered everybody's name.
Manager is Will Vogel. Now for our team prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear God, we ask you to bless these athletes, keep them safe from injury and harm, instill in them respect for each other, and reward them for their perseverance. We ask this through Christ our Lord, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now please stand and remove your caps for the national anthem.
Well, folks, welcome back to Lucy Beckham Baseball here on Tuesday afternoon contest against Bishop England High School at Bishop England. And if Nobody could see it on the broadcast. I'll tell you, that was the first time in many, many years of standing for the national anthem that I've actually been looking at a flag flying in center field while a bald eagle flies over. Couldn't probably see it, but just over the center field fence, a beautiful male bald eagle cruising across Father Kelly Field here at Bishop, England. And he has a beautiful day to fly, just as we have a beautiful day to play baseball here on Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina, where we have game number 2 of the 2024 Hanahan Invitational Tournament for these Lucy Beckham Bengals. Yesterday they fell 1-0 to the Panthers of Starrs Mill, Georgia. Today they take on Bishop England, who themselves fell 9-1 to McCracken High School out of Kentucky. The game right before this had McCracken High School hand a rare loss to the Panthers of Starrs Mill. Final score was 7-6 in extra innings. And for a little bit of perspective, that was only the second recorded loss by Starrs Mill this year. I believe they're somewhere on the order of 17 or 18-2 now. And they are ranked number 1 in the state of Georgia, a 4A ball club. And they did not seem to have quite the power that they were touted to have. No earned runs yesterday in the game against Lucy Beckham. 7 or 8 errors in today's game against McCracken. Not exactly what you would expect to see out of a team so highly regarded and highly ranked. And in a footnote to the early game here, it ended in very poor taste. Some of the parents jawing and jabbering at each other after Starrs Mill lost and refused to shake the hands of the other team. The game ended with the bases loaded after 2 intentional walks to load the bases. They had a runner on third, and Starrs Mill put runners on second and on first. And then a hit by pitch brought the final run of the game in, and that's how they ended things. So a bad taste in the mouth resulted in some very poor sportsmanship, if I may say so myself. We're about to get underway here. Today's batting order has been adjusted slightly. Perrin Ketchen will be leading off. Change in the batting order as Perrin Ketchen takes over the leadoff spot, and Kevin Fagan will be in the number 2 hole today. We'll chopper over to third base. And the play at first has Ketchen retired.
Now batting number 11, Kevin Fagan.
Now here's Kevin Fagan. Will Rissmiller is the starting pitcher for Bishop England. He's up on the hill. You can always tell Will because he has that left sleeve pulled up just a touch. And Will's not happy with the baseball. So he'll trade things out and head back up on the hill. Will Rissmiller also has a habit of pitching himself out from underneath his hat. We'll watch for that today. Keep an eye out for it. And Fagan pops one up. This one is on the infield, now going to the foul territory. And there's 2 away.
There you go. Now batting number 9, Hank Capelli.
Hank Epley also batting in a different position today. He and Riles Morris have switched places. Riles will be batting in the cleanup spot while Hank Epley is batting here in the 3 hole. Rich Rissmiller up above me in the press box upstairs, taking care of stadium announcements today. Also spinning the tunes on the music. His son on the mound finally gets a sign that he likes, and he comes set. Epley sends one out to right field. It's a line drive, but a couple of steps in will help it find the leather. So the Bengals go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and Bishop England will head in to swing the bats for the first time this evening. Tonight's game started about 33 minutes late. Let me check that start time. Actually, about 31 minutes late.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 14, Jacob McCara.
So first baseman Jacob McCara starting things off here for Bishop England. Left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. Sophomore Levi Schrock takes the ball today, and he'll start off on the hill for the Bengals in just a moment here. Levi takes his breath, one last prayer, and now he comes set on the rubber. First pitch is taken for a strike. Nice start for Levi Schrock. Take you around today's infield. Yeah, we'll hold on that. As McCara flies out.
Now batting number 9, Ty Levison.
He goes to left field. And Kingston Kolb is out there to take care of things. Now here's Ty Livesay. Livesay, the catcher for the Bishop England Battling Bishops. And the first pitch he gets is down low. Starting off on the mound, Levi Schrock. Behind the plate, Hank Epley. Over on first, Riles Morris. Tommy Byrne at second base. Perrin Ketchen at the shortstop position. And over on the hot corner is Andrew Hoover. Kingston Kolb over in left field. Kevin Fagan out deep in center. And Keegan Conroy holding things down on the right side. Designated hitter for Levi Schrock is none other than Ryan Rogan. Ryan's still not quite 100% as he's made his way back from his rehab. And a pretty pitch does not draw the call. It's 2-2 here on Livesay. Count runs full now. As you can tell, Bishop England is the home team both by venue and by tournament standards. And a quick 6-3 putout
Jackson Weiner.
brings up Jackson Weiner with 2 away. Jackson Weiner right here, a Daniel Island resident, and a powerful bat. Weiner has put on quite a bit of muscle over the last couple of years, and he swings away with it, and he's got himself a base hit. And that's why he's today's designated hitter for Bishop England.
Now batting number 11, Peter Fulton.
I'm going to apologize like I did yesterday for the net. Not a whole lot of options for me here. Trying to hold it out of the way of the camera, but it will show up from time to time, so my apologies in advance. Off-speed pitch just misses high. Bishop's right fielder Peter Fulton here at the plate. Weiner starts, comes back, and it's a swing and a miss for Fulton. A ball and a strike now, nobody on. Excuse me, nobody. I don't know what I'm trying to say. 2 outs, 1 on. And a check of that runner is over at first base. Leads to no change. Ball and 2 strikes now. Schrock pitching into the sun more or less. Levi developing a habit of covering his face after the pitch. It seems as though he's kind of talking to himself, telling him what he wants to adjust, where he likes it. A little bit of positive self-talk. And it apparently works because the called strike retires the side. And we go to the top of the second with no score. We're playing baseball on a Tuesday afternoon, a sunny one at that, here at Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina, taking on the Battling Bishops of Bishop England High School. There's no score. We have fans and friends and family all around us here. Some of the Weiner family right behind us, actually. It's kind of like playing James Island. So many of these boys we've known for years, played with or against, and gotten to know the families and what great people they are. The other side has Maddox Munzel. We've got Jackson Weiner. Let's see here, Wyatt Lynn. I think I see another Jackson over there. Lots of kids we know. Kind of like a friendly, but still both sides trying their best to put a win on the board here. Both of them taking a loss yesterday in this group play.
Now batting number 12, Riles Morris.
And here as we start things off in the top of the second, we'll go to the number 4 batter, cleanup hitter, Riles Morris coming to the plate. Will Rissmiller back up on the mound. And baseball is underway for the second inning. Morris takes one outside and a little bit high. If you were here yesterday, you saw A great pitcher's duel. Young man from Stars Mill went a complete game and a no-hitter. Only had a couple of people reach base on a walk and a couple of hit batsmen. And of course, Hunter Doyle for the Bengals went 5 innings, struck out 9. Yeah, you heard me. 9. Walked 1. Gave up no earned runs. The only run of the game was on a error, followed by a walk, a hit batsman, and then another walk. And that was in the 6th inning. Took a long time to get somebody to touch home plate last night, but it was the only time that it happened, and it was the only one that Stars Mill needed. Riles Morris sends one into center field. It is caught. A line out to center fielder.
Now batting number 6, Kingston Cobb.
Finn Corley out there. Now here's Kingston Kolb. And he'll have a chance to try to start something up here. Kingston batting in the 5 hole. Has a batting average coming into the game of just under 500. It's the first time he's had a sub 500 batting average in the last several weeks, which is absolutely unbelievable. And he swings at the first pitch he sees. It's 0-1. Now 0-2 as Kolb looks at strike number 2. He's had 51 plate appearances, 47 at-bats, and in those 47 at-bats, he's hitting .489 with a .520 on-base percentage and a .638 slugging percentage. He's had 23 hits, 7 of those have been doubles. 9 RBIs on the season, which is second only to Hank Epley's 11 RBIs. If you can see out there on the right side, over between the word baseball and the scoreboard, you'll see the cheap seats. Those are nice big tall green chairs, almost like elevated Adirondack chairs. Here's Kolb going out to left field. A high fly ball. And Maddox Munzel loses his hat while making the catch. 2 away now for Tommy Byrne. Tommy yesterday had a tough day. Got hit by a pitch. He's tagged out on the baseline. Trying to advance to third. Now he's trying to redeem himself with this at bat. And he swings away. The count's now 0-2. Chris Miller comes set, working from the stretch. Here's the kick, here's the throw. And the ball is a strike. It's away from it. And Tommy hustles down to first. That passed ball will cost him. And Tommy is on safely.
Now batting number 17, Keegan Conroy.
Any which way he can. And now Keegan Conroy, who is one of 3 batters with a 300 or better average on the team, comes to the plate. Conroy playing right field today. And he'll take ball 1. That strike 3 that Tommy swung at was nowhere near the strike zone. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking about. But I suppose it worked out for him, and now he heads back into onto first on a pickoff attempt. He rounds second. That's where the sniper got him yesterday, and he is instead in safely. So Tommy Byrne, making up for yesterday, reaches on the drop third strike with a hustle to first, and with some speed going around second, he capitalizes on a bad pickoff throw, and now he is 90 feet from being the first run of the game.
He looked like his mama running that time.
Must be getting some interference here out on Daniel Island. I'm not sure what that was.
He looked like his mama running that time.
And a ball in the air out to right field. That should be caught. It is, and that'll strand Tommy Byrne at third base. You know, as we go to the bottom of the second here, it's a good time to reflect on the Blake family. It's amazing these nice parents over here to my right could have had a son like Rusty. I can't believe that. They seem like such good people, and then you have Rusty Blake that's talking all kinds of trash. If you're wondering who I'm talking about the good folks from Shelby, North Carolina, who are down here enjoying some baseball for the week. Holman's grandparents sitting over here on the right side. They've got their Western Carolina hat, but I can definitely support the orange one with the big tiger paw on it. Clemson University well represented here. Janice Blake is doing well for us. It also begs the question of what Gene ever saw in that guy. Zero is the score as we're in the bottom of the second here. Beautiful sunny day. Yesterday we were out here and had clouds with a small threat of rain to them. Nothing ever fell. Instead today we have 71 degrees and the phone says mostly cloudy, but if you can see what we're seeing here, it's high wispy clouds and a lot of blue sky still up there. So beautiful day to play baseball. The grass looks good. The dirt is getting freshly raked and treated to a little bit of water, not a whole lot. They didn't turn the sprinklers on between games, but looks pretty good out here. This field has seen a lot of play, and we're underway here in the second bottom half of the frame as Will Rissmiller swings away. Rissmiller batting for himself today. The Bishops are playing a designated hitter, but that designated hitter, Jackson Weiner, is batting for Philip Uper, the shortstop. Schrock comes set, delivers, and it's strike three. Levi starting with a nice strikeout. That's two for this sophomore. Now here's Wyatt Lynn. Jeff and Emily Lynn somewhere over to the left. Some of the nice folks from the Bishop England family. Jeff and Emily not very far from here. In fact, I believe Emily walked to the game today. They came to watch their son, and so did Wyatt's grandparents. Jeff's parents here in town visiting, and watching Wyatt here trying to do something with the bat. He knocks one to third base. Andrew Hoover is there. And like the vacuum that's named for him, he brings it right in. So a 5-3 put out. Chalks another out on the board. And the Bengals continue to roll here on the Father Kelly Field. Finn Corley, center fielder, hits one to shallow right. That's going to get down. Nobody is there to cover first. Tommy Byrne has no one to throw to. Tommy on a hustle over to the right side line.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 12, Davis Metz.
Riles Morris was also on his way to it, which left first uncovered. I don't think Levi Schrock realized it was uncovered until it was too late. He had no chance to get over there. So a little blue pit into shallow right. Puts a runner on for Bishop England. Now here's second baseman Davis Metz, excuse me. M-E-T-Z. Levi Schrock pitching a nice ball game. Hank Epley up on his toes, looking for that pickoff throw down to second base. Instead, Levi goes over to first, and he'll do it again. Trying to keep Corley honest over there at first. Let him not get any ideas about taking another 90 feet. And now an 0-2 count on the batter. No score here in the bottom of the second inning. 1 on, 2 out. And the number 8 batter in the lineup for Bishop England at the plate. And a strikeout! That's number 3 for Levi. And speaking of 3, we'll go to inning number 3. No score here at Bishop England High School. We're on Daniel Island. If you want to come join us, there's still a lot of baseball this afternoon. $7 cash money gets you in the door. You can also tell them you know me, and I'll charge you $8 or $9. Two local teams here playing baseball. Stands have fans on both sides, but not nearly the crowd that McCracken, Kentucky or Stars Mill, Georgia brought in. Those stands were packed. When they travel with a crew. As I said earlier, they almost got into it at the end. Some of those folks none too happy that the Stars Mill team decided not to shake hands at the end of the game. Stars Mill, of course, lost on that hit by pitch with the bases loaded. A questionable decision. Statistically makes sense, but in terms of execution, you've really got to trust your pitcher.
Now batting for Lucy Beckham, number 5, Andrew Hoover.
Stars Mill had a runner on the bases. They intentionally walked 2 more to load them with 1 away. And instead of getting 2 outs, they plunked a batter and brought in the winning run for McCracken. Now here's Andrew Hoover. Hoover shows bunt, and he knocks it foul over to the third base dugout where Bishop England's camping out. That is the home dugout for the Battling Bishops. Even says so right across the top. Home of the Battling Bishops. Green paint right on top of the tan. Will Rissmiller has worked from the stretch all day. And now Andrew Hoover fouls another one off. Hoover, today's third baseman. That has been a transitive position so far. We've seen Joel Cummings. We've seen Andrew Hoover. We've seen Ryan Rogan. We've seen Sam Dielman, and I believe we've also seen Preston DiNapoli there. And that was a questionable come around. I don't think Andrew Hoover actually came around, but the home plate umpire says it was strike number 3. And now here's the designated hitter, Ryan Rogan. Rogan batting for Schrock. Rogan had a beautiful play at third base yesterday. Laid out to his left, ended up having a roll, and came up firing with the cannon. Made the nice throw over to first base, and Riles Morris finished off the play with the out. Ty Livesay, the catcher, appealed down a moment ago. Did not get the call. Now a called strike makes it 1-1 on Rogan. Rissmiller set. Here's the kick. And a funny spin on that ball. Man, that thing drives well away. That's the same kind of pitch that Tommy Burns swung at for his strike 3. And it falls well outside. Lots of lateral movement on that pitch, and you can see the spin. I have no idea what the speed is, but it's an ugly thing to see coming at you as a batter. Now 2-2. Appreciate those of you who are watching today. I believe Kevin Morris might be one of the folks tuning in here. Now here's a hard chopper up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Rogan trots on down to first base, and sure enough, he is safe at first as the Bengals go to the top of the lineup, and Perrin Ketchen is the man with the bat in his hand. Perrin swinging a Marucci Cat X, a Wofford University commit. Going to play football, however, just like yesterday, the leadoff batter for Stars Mill, their second baseman, was a Virginia commit, but interestingly enough, he is a commit as a kicker for the football team. I believe yesterday's Panthers had 5 D1 commits on the team. And this ball is sky high. Livesay does a great job jumping up to get it. And he's going to land and go have a word with his pitcher. Will Rissmiller has a chuckle behind the glove. And I believe the two of them are talking about what the heck was that pitch. Definitely not what either one intended or expected. Stewart catching over my over my right shoulder, filming his boy here. Getting some footage as we hit a 1-1 count here. And that same off-speed slider, I'm not sure if that's a slider or almost looks like a knuckleball, except for it's got spin to it, the way it falls. Speaking of knuckleballs, had an occasion to watch one of the few knuckleball pitchers in Major League Baseball last night, as St. Louis Cardinals took on the San Diego Padres out on the West Coast game. Cardinals stayed on top just as God intended, but they faced a starting pitcher who had a 75-mile-an-hour knuckleball that falls like it's rolling off of a shelf. And apparently that young man throws it for about 27% of his pitches. Heavily reliant on it. Serves him well. Like I said, not many pitchers in the majors throwing the knuckleball, so it catches a lot of batters by surprise when they see it. 2-2 is the count as Ketchen continues to foul balls off here. Sun is getting low. The shadows are starting to get kind of long. The sun is shining right into the eyes of the fielders. And Perrin Ketchen just steps out of the way of what was almost a hit by pitch. Full count instead, as the Bengals have 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the third inning. No score. Payoff pitch. And it's fouled down the third base side. Ketchen took a nasty shot to the side yesterday as one of the hit by pitches. Like I said, the Panthers had a no-hitter, but not a perfect game. They hit a couple and walked 1 or 2, and that's the only way Lucy Beckham saw first base yesterday. Perrin draws the walk.
Now batting number 11, Kevin Fagan.
And Kevin Fagan comes to the plate with runners at first and second. Umpire's going to ask for a couple of baseballs. Perrin Ketchen really did a job of depleting the inventory there. Nobody holding Rogan at second. Rissmiller stepped off to have a look at him, but the nearest fielder was about 25 feet away. Fagan tried to get the drag bunt, couldn't quite get it. Just missed contact and is taken for a strike. As we said earlier, Kevin Fagan batting in the 2-hole today, which is a little bit of a change. 1 and 2 swapped places, 3 and 4 did as well. Kevin Fagan now following Perrin Ketchen.
Beckham's on the batter. Don't worry about that guy.
Rogan over at second base. Ketchen over at first. Fagan at the plate. And Fagan takes this ball long to the left side. That one hops it to the wall. Here comes Rogan. Here comes Ketchen. It's 2-0 Bengals on a monster double from Kevin Fagan. The senior doing the work today. Takes that ball about 310 feet down the left side, and the bases are in a beautiful shape. Fagan, the only man left standing. 2-0's your score as Hank Epley comes to the plate, ready to trade places with Fagan. Nothing's prettier than the bases being cleared after a nice hit like that. Wind picking up here. Wind mostly blowing in from right field, just as it was yesterday. Yesterday we saw the wind responsible for pushing a few balls foul that might otherwise have been some nasty hits for the Panthers. Instead, they were harmless down the left side. I talk about clearing some bases off because that has been a problem for Lucy Beckham, leaving runners on base all season. It's nice to get a few of them cleared off, bring them in for runs, put those on the board. And Hank Epley is sat down on strikes. Riles Morris steps up to the box. Morris in the cleanup position today. Kevin, if you're listening, turn off Fortnite and take a look at your phone. Your boy is batting. And Morris asks for time. He'll step out for a moment. Rissmiller comes set, glances back at Fagan, who is being held. And instead of throwing back to second, he'll deliver ball number 1. Base umpire now having a word with Rissmiller. Second time today he's asked for a different baseball. I'm not sure what it is about that one that he doesn't like. There's no moisture out here in the air. Nothing on the grass. Just must not like the feel of it. Now he's got a fresh one. And here's the pitch. Morris skies one up in foul territory, out of play, over by the batting cages. This ballpark has batting cages down the third base side, just past the home dugout. I believe there's a maintenance shed between here and there, and then black steel pipe overheads where the batting cages are set up. Livesay does a nice job blocking it up as that ball is down in the dirt, and the count goes to 2-1. Both sides have bullpens just past the dugout. No batting cages for for the visiting team. This ball is sky high, out between shortstop and center field, and it's going to be the shortstop that makes the play in shallow center. So Fagan is stranded, but he does the job. Has a beautiful shot down the third base line and brings in Ryan Rogan and Perrin Ketchen. It's 2-0. Good guys as we go to the bottom of the third, playing baseball on Daniel Island at Bishop England High School. You're listening to Lucy Beckham Baseball.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 13, Maddox Munzel.
Maddox Munzel coming to the plate. Munzel playing left field today. Maddox has been a friend for a very long time to our family. His family, absolutely great people, going all the way back to preschool, knowing this family. We've played with, we've played against, and they have been wonderful to know. Now here's their boy fouling off strike number 2, showing bunt here. As this number 9 batter tries to get something started here in the third inning. Bishop England in a hole right now. 0-2. And look at that! Nicely done by Riles Morris, who chases it all the way to the right side fence in this generous foul territory. There's a lot of parks that would have been out of play. Instead, it's just an out. So a foul over into the right side leads to Munzel being retired. And the Bishops go to the top of their lineup. It'll be Jacob McCara, the first baseman, back at the plate for the second time. He swings away at the first pitch he sees. Levi Schrock still working. Both pitchers preferring the stretch today, which is a little bit unusual. A lot of times you'll see when there's nobody on, the pitcher will work from the windup. A little bit faster, a little bit smoother. Hunter Doyle yesterday demonstrated that. He loves the windup, loves working quickly. Levi a little bit more thoughtful, takes his time, thinks through the pitch here. And he almost gets hit by one. It comes up the middle. Tommy Byrne fields it. Almost ready to pull the trigger to throw and decides not to, as McCara reaches first safely.
Now batting number 9, Ty Levison.
Probably a very good decision by Tommy not to throw that. McCara already had first, and you never want to risk throwing it away or having it get past a first baseman and give up an extra bag. Ty Livesey, the catcher, now stands at the plate. And down in the ground, gives him ball 1. Hank Epley does a nice job blocking it up. Glove stop if it was hockey. Schrock checks over to first base. No change there. It's funny being out here at Bishop England and seeing some of the development. The condos that are just over to the right side behind right field have only stood there for a couple of years. That was all woodland and forest for a long time. Spent many years out here at the softball field back behind us, which was the home of the Charleston Revolution, a travel team that was the summer and spring and fall organization that hosted many of the boys on these teams here today. This ball is in the air, and it's going to land back there on that softball field. Bishop England no longer has a softball team. That field is used mostly for junior varsity practice and warm-ups on tournament days like this. But the Bishops no longer have a active softball team. That changed about 2 years ago, I believe. And Schrock sends one down in the dirt. That's going to be a wild pitch that's going to give a free base to the young man on first. Jacob McCara trots safely into second. And now the count is 2-2. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Two to nothing is the score. Lucy Beckham on top. Two balls, two strikes, one out. And now a full count. The golden hour just passed us. 7:19 is the time. And another foul ball keeps Ty Livesey's at-bat alive. Those of you who watched or tried to watch yesterday, I think you only got about 28 minutes before this cut out. We've tried to change a couple things. This ball is on the ground. Tommy Byrne at second base. He'll take the easy play over to first, and there's two away as McCara reaches third base.
Now batting number 7, Jackson Weiner.
Jackson Weiner, the designated hitter, up at the plate. He's batting for the shortstop today.
Nice level swing, Jackson.
Jackson Weiner playing for the Upstate Mavs this summer, if you're tracking summer ball on these boys. That ball got underneath Epley. He lost track of it for a second, but fortunately it stayed right there with him, and Levi Schrock is going to ask for a different baseball. The Bishops have an artificial turf halo around the batter's circle. Slopes well away. If it hits that, it's smooth and fast, and it gets down here towards the backstop. That would have been a free run for the battling Bishops. And I'm sure that these young men who play here on a regular basis are well aware of what happens when a ball hits that and how much time they have to score. 3-0 now as Schrock is struggling against Jackson Weiner. Weiner with the bright yellow bat, swinging a Rawlings two-piece bat. And he'll take a 4-pitch walk. So nothing hurt there as the runners end up at the corners. And now right fielder Peter Fulton comes up to the plate. Hank Epley steps out, gives his first and third sign. Fulton now into the box. That box has taken a bit of a beating. No new clay going into it. They're just brushing what's there back in and putting a little water on and tamping it between games. So it's getting dug out a little bit. Now Levi Schrock delivers strike number 1. Schrock comes set, kicks, delivers up high. So the run scores on a pickoff attempt to second. McCara comes in. Tommy Byrne chases. Who was that young man? That was Ty Livesay. Chases him back towards first and makes a toss over to Riles Morris to end the inning. So the inning ends on the bases. I'm sorry, that was Jackson Weiner over there. We'll see Peter Fulton again next inning. But the lead has been cut in half. It's 2-1 here as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Playing baseball against Bishop England High School. You're listening to the Lucy Beckham Bengals baseball channel. Due up here in the top of the fourth inning, Kingston Kolb, Tommy Byrne, and Keegan Conroy. Those young men are the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the lineup.
Now batting number 6, Kingston Cobb.
Kingston Kolb, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat, stands in and he almost gets a chin full. He could taste that baseball, laughing about it a little bit there. And another one. I don't know what kind of fun he thinks that is to have the ball come in just about at his jawline, but Kingston's right there for it. And he knocks one down the third base side, just foul. That one was having a push from that right field wind. That's the same type of thing Stars Mill had yesterday. Solid coming off the bat, in fair territory, but just pushed and pushed and pushed to the foul side. You can see out there past the right field fence, just to the left of the scoreboard, the American flag has steadily blown in from right field, going right toward that third base foul line. Now 2-2 as Kolb's swinging away in this leadoff at-bat of the bottom of the fourth. Excuse me, top of the fourth. And Kolb works the count full.
Here we go, 6.
Here's the payoff pitch. Kingston Kolb down swinging. And there's one away for Tommy Byrne.
Now batting number 3, Tommy Byrne.
Here we go, 3.
Tommy Byrne reached in his first at-bat on a dropped third strike. It was a wild pitch that he hustled down and beat the throw. And then on a pickoff attempt that ran wild, he took second and third base on a single play. That's where he ended up getting stranded. And now here he is at the plate once again. Rissmiller versus Byrne. And here's the pitch. It's down in the dirt. No harm, no foul, as there's nobody on base. Tommy Byrne on the ground towards shortstop. Throw across the diamond, and he's retired.
Now batting number 17, Keegan Conroy.
Philip Uper, the shortstop, responsible for that put out. And now here's Keegan Conroy. If Keegan reaches, Andrew Hoover will have a shot, and if he does, we'll hit the bottom of the order with Ryan Rogan. This ball is on the ground. Uper is also there. And the throw is wild. So Keegan Conroy taking any which way he can to get on, and this time it's with the help of an error. Now here's Andrew Hoover. Bengals third baseman jumps into the box, representing the number 8 batter in the lineup today, and he goes over the head of Uper. That's going to be a base hit. Out to left field, a nice little single for Andrew Hoover. And that'll bring Ryan Rogan to the box.
Now batting number 4, Ryan Regan.
So a nice piece of hitting by Andrew Hoover, just not trying to do too much, one base at a time. And it puts a little shake into the battling Bishops, who have one of the assistant coaches out at the mound now having a little conference with those boys. Battling Bishops, coached by Mike Darnell, who has been the head coach of Bishop England's baseball club for many years now. He has had some very good baseball teams. He's had some state championships, had some young men go forward into Division I and Major League Baseball. The parking lot side of the press box has the logos of some of the Major League teams where their boys have ended up. Texas Rangers and Boston Red Sox, I believe. Maybe the New York Mets. I think maybe the Houston Astros as well. Now here's Rogan. Under the noise of a passing C-17, Rogan takes ball number 1. Rissmiller delivers. Swing and a miss by Rogan, and the count is evened up at 1 apiece. Two on, 2 out. Andrew Hoover at first. Kingston Kolb at... excuse me, not Kingston. That's Keegan Conroy over at second base, and he dives back in on a pickoff attempt. Gigi Rollins just walked by and said hello. Of course, her boy Kevin on the team. Former teammate and fellow parishioner at church. Rogan. Regan. It's out. Got 3 different ways people are yelling his names here. His name. I don't think he intended to come around on that one. Off the handle of the bat, it was just a little infield dinker, and Will Rissmiller took care of it himself. So the Bengals strand 2. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Lucy Beckham still on top. 2-1 over the battling Bishops of Bishop England High School. Playing baseball in this Hanahan Invitational Tournament. Game 2, both teams looking for their first win.
Now batting for the Bishops, number 11, Peter Fulton.
So Peter Fulton comes back up to the box. He was left at the plate as the last inning ended on the bases. So we'll have the 4, 5, and 6 batters, Peter Fulton, Will Rissmiller, and Wyatt Lynn coming back up here. Lots of you guys out there joining us, many of you in other states. I know that people listen from California and New York, and of course right here in the Charleston area. Tonight we also have people with us in Fort Worth, Texas. Usually they listen in the Lake Norman area, but tonight Holman Blake's aunt, Amy Plunk, is listening, watching this broadcast, as her nephew and the rest of the Bengals taking on these Bishops of Bishop England High School. Yesterday, Amy had a chance to see her nephew pitch for an inning. And here's a shot out into center field. Kevin Fagan calls everybody off and almost down to a knee, takes care of it, and there's one away here in the bottom half of the fourth. Now here's Will Rissmiller coming to the plate. Amy, we sure do like having you along. Tell your friends, tell your family. Heck, I don't care. Tell your butcher. Get everybody they can to listen up. Bengals baseball's fun to watch. 1-0 count. One away here in the bottom of the fourth. Make that 2 away here if everything goes as planned. Perrin Ketchen. Oh, and it does not. Perrin Ketchen's throw comes out of the glove of Riles Morris. I'm not sure what happened there, but Rissmiller is on safely with the error. The official scorer is charging that as an E6. I'm not sure. That seemed like that was a good solid throw from... Seemed like that was a nice solid throw from Perrin Ketchen. Not sure how that worked out, but now there's a runner for the pitcher. Alex Romansky taking care of the running duties, and he's going to take a secondary lead, but think better of it, and now he's back at the bases. Excuse me, back at first base. Trying to look at something on the phone and speak at the same time, and I'm getting my words mixed up. Wyatt Lynn's the batter. And he's got a 2-0 count on him.
Here you go, 2-1.
Romansky dives back in with the pickoff attempt. Levi Schrock sending that ball over there. He is not happy about that young man being on base. Should have been 2 away. And Lynn gets a hold of this ball. It is out to left field. Kingston Kolb at the fence, and he'll make the catch. Nice throw to keep Romansky where he is. He's not going to have a chance to advance.
Now batting, number 18, Finn Corley.
Finn Corley gives a fist bump to Wyatt Lynn as Wyatt got just about everything of that baseball. Father Kelly Field has distances marked of 320 to each of the foul poles, 355 in each of the power alleys, and 365 straight away. That ball was somewhere between the 320 and the 355 mark, and it only fell about 15 feet shy. As they said in Major League, it was just too high. 0-1 count. 2 away here. Your score is 2-1. Lucy Beckham on top of Bishop England as we're in the bottom of the fourth inning, and a ball is tapped foul. Riles Morris should and does have it. That'll be the end of the Bishops here in the 4th. We're going to go to the 5th. Lucy Beckham still leading by 1. We're playing baseball on Daniel Island. Come see us. Brad Arnold steps into the booth here for a minute. The pup is looking beautiful. How are you, sweetie? Look at this. No kidding. Brad Arnold has coached many of these young men that are playing here today. Coached him with Lucy Beckham, coached him with Palmetto Premier. At one point known as Low Country Sandlot, but we could never figure out which team name we were going to go with. And of course, one of the best hitting coaches you're ever going to find here in the Low Country. Brad Arnold, just a heck of a guy to be around. And if you want to talk baseball, he's your man.
Can you say that though when it's pitching duel right now?
I don't really want to say that any of the guys that we've had flying out have been Brad Arnold students, but hey, at least we've got two runs on the board. Yesterday we couldn't find the scoreboard, so. Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday was a pitcher's duel. Yesterday was a real pitcher's duel, and it was, for the number 1 team in Georgia, it was absolutely a great showing by the Bengals. 3 years of varsity baseball versus whatever Stars Mill has. Stars Mill is just a powerhouse when it comes to both baseball and football over there. Number 1 ranked, 5 Division I prospects, and the only way they found the scoreboard was with 1 unearned run. Today they showed up against McCracken High School, ended up taking the loss with 7 errors on the board. Starting things off here in the top of the 5th inning. Perrin Ketchen in the top of the order for the Bengals as they continue to face Will Rissmiller. Brad, thanks for stopping by, bud. Perrin Ketchen, 2-0 count. Marucci Cat X ready to work as the powerful senior, the only Bengal to go over the fence so far this year, stands at the plate. Ketchen, one of 2 captains on this team, Kevin Fagan the other, both seniors, both headed off to play sports at the college level. And there's the netting that I can't quite seem to control. And on the 3-1 count, Perrin Ketchen gets the base the easy way. He'll draw the walk. And he'll wait on Kevin Fagan to move him around. Brad Arnold stopping by, never very far from his dog. That dog is one of the most loved animals in the city. That dog could probably tell you what baseball field he's at just by smelling the dirt. Perrin Ketchen steals second. Man, he came in hard. Head first slide. That throw down near his head as Davis Metz stood just about on top of him. So we're going to have a second where they adjust each other, and Perrin Ketchen still knocking dirt out of his shirt. There was a quick glance over there, but not as aggressive as the glance Perrin Ketchen gave to the pitcher from Stars Mill yesterday after getting hit in the ribs. That was an exchange. I think this one might have just been a quick, seriously, dude?
I know, I said that.
Will Rissmiller on the mound.
No, that's not tomorrow. That's Thursday.
Throwing to Kevin Fagan, who now shows bunt and puts it down the first base line. It's going to be in foul territory.
No, he's trying to make it go foul. Oh, nice.
Kevin Fagan called out. Umpire says that he had contact with the ball outside of the batter's box, and the interference results in Perrin Ketchen coming back to second, and Kevin Fagan's heading to the dugout.
Now batting number 9, Hank Eppley.
I got to be honest with you, I didn't see the interference, but Mr. Blue apparently did. And he gets the final say. So now here's Hank Eppley. Rissmiller turns around, sends Perrin Ketchen back to second, but no throw.
So this kid is constantly talking to the second base kid.
Epley's been at the plate twice. Yet to reach. He's struck out once. And I believe it was a fly out for the other one. Sunset colors starting to show up in the clouds up above us. And Epley swings, brings the count to 1-1. Here's Rissmiller. Comes set, looks back. And now here's the throw. They've got him in a pickle. Perrin Ketchen trying to find a place to run. He's heading to third. And he's in safely! Perrin Ketchen beats the pickle. Perrin Ketchen commits and dives, and he is into third safely. Nicely done by the senior captain. So Hank Eppley just needs a nice little tap of the bat and a well-placed ball to bring Perrin Ketchen in with one out. Nicely done by Perrin. 1-1 pitch. Eppley tried to catch himself, but he was already fully around. And now here's the 1-2. Levisay tries to frame it a little too high. That one was at eye level with the umpire. He knows exactly where that pitch was. 2-2 on Eppley. Ketchen over at third base, gets his lead. And here's the swing of the bat. That is in right field. Here's the play at the plate. Perrin Ketchen out at home as he came in trying to slide. That ball was just a little too shallow in right field. Probably not the one that he would have wanted to have gone on, but he got sent. And the double play is recorded. Got to give credit where credit is due, and that was a nice throw from Peter Fulton over in right field. Did not have a lot of ground to cover, but he threw it on the money just to the left side of home plate, and Ty Livesay was right there to get it. They heard us in Texas. Amy Plunk, so good to hear from you. Well, the sun has fallen fully now, and the temperature is starting to as well. We were at 72 degrees earlier, and now it is 69 degrees here. It feels chillier as the wind continues to blow into us, and there is none of that solar radiance to try to warm the skin. It is cold out here. We're in the bottom of the fifth as Levi Schrock heads back out onto the hill. He's going to try to make it as deep as he can. This tournament, playing 4 days in a row, asks a lot of the pitching staff. Hunter Doyle did a nice job. He gave him 5 complete yesterday. 6th inning belonged to Holman Blake, and the 7th inning belonged to Michael Mapes. So far, it's been only Levi on the hill. And he'll go a full game if he can. Check the numbers on Levi to see where he is right now. Levi starts the 5th inning having thrown 57 pitches, 38 of those strikes.
Number 1, Alex Romanski.
Davis Metz will not be batting here. Instead, Alex Romansky, who came in to run for the pitcher, Will Rissmiller, is at the plate. Alex Romansky, a left-handed batter. First time we've seen him at the plate. He only has been on the bases so far, has not played in the field. And now he's got a 0-2 count on him as he fouls the second pitch away. First one was a called strike. And Levi Schrock misses way high and wide. Not the place that he was trying to go with that. Schrock so far has given up 3 hits, 1 run. He's got 3 strikeouts and a walk on the evening. Oh, and a nice pitch gets strikeout number 4. A little curveball was all it took, and Romansky goes down swinging. So the Bishops reach the bottom of the lineup. Maddox Munzel coming up for the second time here. Munzel popped out in foul territory on the first base side his first time up. And now he's got an 0-2 count on him. Levi Schrock continuing to work here, continuing to deal, and showing great poise and control here as a varsity sophomore player. Another foul, this time over the right side fence, and it's back out of play. Several of these fans walking away to go find jackets and sweaters and blankets for the late innings of this ball game. And another strikeout for Levi Schrock. That's number 5.
Now batting number 14, Jacob McCara.
And Jacob McCara comes to the plate. McCara, the only man to score for Bishop England so far today. Levi Schrock trying to keep it that way and trying to keep it to a one-time around the bases event. McCara fouls the first pitch off. It goes back into the backstop net, and it's taken over to the third base dugout. Schrock, strike 2, gets McCara swinging, and now an 0-2 count on the first baseman. McCara fouls another one off. Andrew Hoover gives it a run, and it's going to be over into Bishop England's bullpen just past the dugout. This ball is on the ground. Tommy Byrne. And it's going to be a reach on an error. That's an error on Tommy Byrne. So again, errors starting to add up for Lucy Beckham. Yesterday it proved costly. A 2-out error at first resulted in that 1 run after a series of unfortunate events. Now Ty Livesay is at the plate, and he shows bunt. It goes down the third base line, and Andrew Hoover will kill it about 10 feet before the base. Disappointment sets in over on the Bishop side, as that ball looked like a great opportunity for the boys in green. And instead it's strike number 1. Livesay picks up his bat, steps back into the box, and he'll face Levi Schrock once again. The official scoring on that last error was an E4. Now the Bengals have a runner in a pickle here, and that'll be it. Perrin Ketchen, who won the last pickle, wins this one defensively, and he slaps the tag onto McCara about halfway down to second base. So the error proves to not be too bad of an issue. Tommy Byrne over on the right side getting some coaching from Vic Major as the entire team listens up to head coach B.J. McConnell. 2-1 is your score. We've played 5 complete. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Rissmiller goes back to the mound, and the Bengals need to get hot and put some insurance runs on the board here. Due up for the Bengals, Riles Morris, Kingston Kolb, and Tommy Byrne, the 4, 5, and 6 batters in today's lineup. Bengals had a great opportunity for an insurance run in that last inning. Perrin Ketchen having beaten the pickle at third base, waited on Hank Epley, and that shallow fly ball to right field was caught and sent into the plate. Hank Epley trying to get the sacrifice fly. Perrin Ketchen came in
Now batting for Lucy Beckham.
and right into the tag of Ty Livesay. That's how the top of the 5th ended. We go to the top of the 6th now, and Riles Morris is the man in the box. Riles hits the first pitch he sees, straight down to first base. And a little 3-1 put out as McCara and Rissmiller team up.
Now batting number 6, Kingston Kolb.
1 pitch, 1 out, and now Kingston Kolb is at the plate.
Here we go, 6.
Spectrum or Charter, and she said, "You'll have to ask me because I don't know. It's on a card."
Kingston seems to be missing his walk-up music. He always likes to pause for it and let his name get called. Rissmiller goes wild and goes right up on top of Kolb's head. Rissmiller had a game this past summer where I believe he hit 3 or 4 batters in a row before he finally settled down. Unfortunately, that was what cost the game. He seemed to be in control so far today, but now he almost hits Kolb, and Kolb falls back out of the box, trying to avoid taking one in the helmet. 2 balls and a strike, and Kolb is going to ease back in. I'll wait on Rissmiller for a second, who's taken the glove off and kind of stepped away from the rubber. Now he's back up and engaged, looking at the ball. And that one shows up high and away. Count is 3-1. Let's take a look at where Rissmiller is in his night. So far, he has thrown 82 pitches. And number 83 is fouled up and out of play, right about to where Matt DiNapoli is sitting next to the end of the dugout. Almost cost us a DiNapoli there. Levi Schrock sitting on the mound, and Dave Schrock over here behind me to the right, keeping some game changers, silently watching his son pitch. Rissmiller fights back. Kolb swings away, tips it into the glove of Lavasey, and that'll retire 2. Tommy Byrne comes to the plate. Tommy Byrne so far tonight has reached on an error and grounded out. His third plate appearance now. Starts off by taking ball 1. Ball 2 is wide. Rissmiller's going to pause. He's going to want to talk to his catcher about this. Not sure if they are not in agreement on the sign or if they have a strategy in mind. But a quick conversation. And they're both heading back to their spots. Tommy Byrne back in the box. 2-0 count on him. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning as the Bengals are on top 2-1, and Rissmiller flies up high. He's going to ask for a new baseball after that pitch. Rissmiller has asked for a new baseball 3 or 4 times so far this evening. Tommy Byrne tried to sell it as ball 4, and instead he's rung up for strike number 1. It's 3-1 now on the Bengals second baseman. And a wild pitch. Tommy thought about for a second taking a second base. He rounded first.
Now batting number 17, Keegan Conroy.
So Tommy Byrne continues to reach base without having to hit the baseball. Reached on the drop third strike. Reaches on a walk. And now Keegan Conroy, young man who's hit doubles several times so far this season, and one of the team leaders in batting average, stands at the plate. 1-0 count. Make that 2-0 as Rissmiller misses low and away. Conroy fouls one back off to the right side. That one's headed towards the softball field, and so is the young man in the yellow Crocs. He is headed back to retrieve that, and he gives up on it. I think he sees a competition going after it as well. Byrne dives back into first. He's safe with the dirty uniform. Rissmiller has thrown 92. Sneaking up on 100. I would expect very strongly that this will be the last inning of work if he can get through one more out. 3-1 is the count. 2-1 is the score. Lucy Beckham up by a run on top of Bishop England. And Conroy pops this one up. It's going to be out of play. Watch the stands. Todd Epley takes the hat off, cannot finish the play. Todd Epley trying to use the A2000 hat. And the excuses start already. A noble effort by Todd to protect his lovely bride there. Although, truth be told, I think he might have just been trying to catch it for bragging rights. 3-2 is the count. Full count here on Keegan Conroy. Rissmiller comes set. Runner goes. And a swing and a miss. Drop third strike, and Conroy is out. That would have been ball 4 had he held the bat. Instead, Tommy Byrne is stranded on the bases. And yet another runner who won't come across home tonight. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 2-1 here at Father Kelly Field, Bishop England High School on Daniel Island in Charleston, South Carolina. We're right down the road past that tennis tournament that's up there. Drive past that and come see the best sports in town. Right here as your Lucy Beckham Bengals take on Bishop England. Levi Schrock on the hill once again. He'll try to make it a complete game. He's only 70 pitches in, so there's still a lot of room to work. High school baseball rules allow for 110 pitches before you need to have rest days. And at that point, if you hit 110, you're going to have 5 rest days ahead of you, so that would take him out of competition.
Catcher number 9, Ty Levison.
In fact, he might already be out of contention for the next 2 days with the 70 pitches he's already thrown. I'd have to go back and check the matrix on that one. Now here's catcher Ty Levesey. Leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Levesey sees the first pitch, fouls it back, and it's out of play past the concession stand. We're just past 8 o'clock, about an hour and a half into this ball game. Lucy Beckham still on top, 2-1. The earlier game had Stars Mill, Georgia fall to McCracken, Kentucky. Both teams had generous fan bases at the stands, and they had to be kept apart from each other as they left the ballpark. Levi uncharacteristically tanks that pitch into the dirt. That one didn't even make it to the dirt before it hit the ground. And it's 2-1. We'll know a little bit more about our schedule for Thursday and Friday as this game wraps up. We'll know where and when tomorrow, but of course tomorrow has rain in the forecast. 3-1 now. Hank Epley tried to help his pitcher out on that one and brought it back in from the outside edge, but the umpire wasn't going to have it. And now 3-1. Make that 3-2 as Levi Schrock battles back, and the count is full. Rain predicted throughout tomorrow during the morning and early part of the afternoon. Should dry up a little bit, and depending on how much rain comes down, they're calling from anywhere between half an inch and an inch. Might have a chance to play some baseball. Lavasee finds the grass in center field, and it's a base hit to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting number 7, the designated
Jackson Weiner comes to the plate. He's the designated hitter. Batting for Philip Uper, the shortstop. Uper has since been replaced, I believe. And a stolen base on ball 1. Actually, Uper might still be in the game. Romansky, I believe, is playing second base now. He came in to replace Metz as a batter. Pinch hit for him. And I believe he took his position in the field. Here's a pop fly into left. This one's going to be in foul territory. Kingston Cole does a great job going for it. He is angry about that one. He had to slide on his knee to avoid the fence. But a great effort from number 6. Jackson Weiner back up to the plate. Anything hit down that left field line seems to get pushed foul very quickly by that wind coming out of right. And now 2-1 is the count. Have not seen Matt Weiner at the ballpark yet tonight. looking to the left here, seeing if I see him. Meanwhile, his son takes ball 3. Word from the street is that Matt Weiner is vacationing. So maybe Matt's watching this broadcast right now. If you are, I feel bad about cheering against you and your son, but that's the way it's got to be, buddy. Meanwhile, Jackson Weiner tries to break some windows out in the parking lot. Jackson Weiner is actually responsible for a broken window on my truck one time. Playing in Myrtle Beach, he fouled one away, and I watched that thing fly right into the windshield of a 2003 Ford Expedition. Sadly, it was mine. A walk for Weiner. And meanwhile, Livesey picks up an extra base. So runners will be at the corners. Nobody out. And here's B.J. McConnell coming out to have a word at the mound. A little pep talk from the head coach. Levi Schrock stays out on the rubber. That'll be one mound visit here in the 6th inning. Umpire takes a moment to record that, and we're back to baseball. Right fielder Peter Fulton at the plate. Runners at the corners. Fulton fouls one back, and it's out of play. Back here past the concession stand and mercifully past where the fans are standing here. A couple of them have come down in fan territory so far this evening. Jackson Weiner dives back in on a pickoff attempt.
There you go, Jack.
Weiner's over at first base. Livesey is over at third. This is the biggest challenge that Schrock has faced so far this evening, as there are no Bishops out yet, and he deals up high. Schrock is starting to show a little bit of wear and tear here in the 6th inning. 1-1 is your count. Runner from first starts to go, comes back. This ball is in foul territory and into the glove of Riles Morris. So one away. That huge foul territory over towards the right side dugout has proven costly for Bishop England twice, as Riles Morris has done a great job of chasing down pop flies and getting it out instead of just another strike. Now Will Rissmiller still batting. I'll be surprised if we see him defensively in the 7th inning, but he's still at the plate. And his dad announces his name as the next batter. Jackson Weiner tested again over at first. Rissmiller yet to see his first pitch in this at bat. And Weiner takes second. Hank Epley faked the throw to see if he could get a play over at third. And instead it'll just be a stolen base. Runners at second and third now for Rissmiller. 2-1 is the score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lucy Beckham on top. The go-ahead run is Jackson Weiner over at second. And Rissmiller trying to make something happen with it. Trying just as hard to prevent it is Levi Schrock, who shakes off a sign. Now comes set. Rissmiller's going to ask for time. That was taking longer than he wanted it to. And here's the pitch. Just a little high. And it's 3-0. Levi Schrock looks to the sky, collects himself. Still have fans out there in the cheap seats past right field, out at the 355 mark underneath the American flag in those tall chairs. They're bundled up. So is much of the crowd here. And Rissmiller draws the walk. I have a feeling that's going to be all they wrote for Levi, as here comes B.J. McConnell. Tried to give him the room to do something, and instead he's going to go to the bullpen. So as we close the book on Levi Schrock, let's take a look at his numbers for the evening. Schrock faced 23 batters this evening, threw 89 pitches. 57 of those were strikes. Pitched 5 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. That run was earned. Ended with 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. That last walk being the one that loaded the bases here in the bottom of the 6th. And now it will be Preston DiNapoli coming in to try to close things out for the Bengals. Preston DiNapoli was one of 2 that had the bright yellow hair. He and Kevin Fagan both had the bleach bottle going. Now I believe Keegan Conroy might have gotten into it. I saw another one, I think it was Keegan, had the hat off earlier and had some yellow hair, although it might not have been him. It might have been one of the other young men. But the bleach blonde is making its way through the team, just as mullets have. Of course, Preston DiNapoli had a little bit of both. He had a blonde mullet. Speaking of DiNapoli, Matt DiNapoli over to the left, playing the role of father this evening. A rare appearance in that role.
Now pitching for the Bengals, number 8, Preston DiNapoli. Running for the pitcher, number 4, Max Nell.
So will Rissmiller.
Wyatt Lynn.
Taken off the bases and replaced with a pinch runner, Max Nelms. He's a runner for the pitcher. And now here's Wyatt Lynn at home plate with the bases loaded, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bengals at their highest defensive posture. Bishop England trying to do something for home field pride. And Preston DiNapoli's first pitch is down the middle. It's a swing and a miss. Nelms at first, Fulton at second. Weiner at second. And Livesey at third base. Fulton 1 out. It was recorded in foul territory as Riles Morris reined in another one. Now here's DiNapoli at the mound with an 0-2 count. Wyatt Lynn waits on it. And it's fouled off to the right side. Here's Riles Morris again. Riles Morris is a vacuum over there on the right side. 2 away, both of them in foul territory with a long run by number 12. And he's working hard to try to protect this lead. Morris did a nice job not only with the catch but also firing it back into Hank Epley to make sure that nobody tried to do anything. Least of all Ty Livesey, who's over at third base. Now here's Finn Corley, the center fielder. Corley so far has had 1 hit. He's been at the plate twice. And DiNapoli gets the outside edge called. Coach Kyle Statz sends in calls. Calling the pitches over to Hank Epley. He's done a beauty of it so far this week. Between him and the pitchers, the pitching staff has done great. Could not be happier with it. And here's an 0-2 count. DiNapoli with the payoff pitch. Oh! Everybody on the right side thought that was strike 3, but the man in black says no. DiNapoli thought that was it, and quite frankly, so did I. 1-2 pitch. Finn Corley at the plate. Bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's a strikeout! No doubt about that one as DiNapoli gets him swinging. So DNAP helping out Levi Schrock, finishing off the 6th inning. They strand 3. We'll go to the last inning. Lucy Beckham still on top by a run. It's 2-1 here at Father Kelly Field on Bishop England High School. Well, I would have lost money on this bet. Will Rissmiller is heading back out to the mound for his 7th inning of work. He'll start this inning with 95 pitches under his belt. If that last inning was any indication, his arm is feeling tired. He was really starting to show some signs of control problems. His warm-up pitches are starting to look good here, but if the Bengals can take advantage of it, they might be able to seal the deal on a win here in Game 2 of the Hanahan Invitational Tournament. We talk about all kinds of things on this broadcast. I've been known to talk about cucumbers and almonds. We've talked about weather. We've talked about mental health. We cover the gamut. But one thing we never go without talking about is how you can support these Lucy Beckham Bengals. You can do so all kinds of ways, but the one we're going to talk about right now is the One Beckham Foundation. Every year, Lucy Beckham athletics, sports, academics, activities, arts, all of them need support. And that comes to a total of about $300,000 a year. You can do your part by going to onebeckhamfoundation.com and doing a donation or... Hang on, we're seeing something here on the mound. The unusual series of events as Rissmiller just drank something out of a cup. He warmed up, but instead he's going to go to the dugout without throwing a pitch here in this inning. He looked at something on his right wrist, right hand or wrist, but they will not require him to throw, which is unusual. Instead, he's being replaced on the mound by number 19, Hayes Daniel. Getting back to the One Beckham Foundation, if you want to support the academics, arts, athletics, and activities of Lucy Beckham High School, you can do that through the One Beckham Foundation. Everybody gets a slice of the pie. And if you want to support the people who support the One Beckham Foundation, take a drive down Whipple Road. You'll see a whole bunch of blue signs on the fence. Those are the businesses that have sponsored the One Beckham Foundation, and showing some love to those folks would not be a bad idea. We appreciate their ongoing and generous support, and I'm sure they'd appreciate yours.
Now pitching for the Bishops, number 19, Hayes Daniel.
No matter how far we go from the booth, Matt DiNapoli is going to fire up his Boston hockey music. So, been there, Matt. Well, hopefully this video tonight is more than 28 minutes long, and we'll see some clips you can take from it.
Now batting for the Bengals, number 5, Andrew Hoover.
So after 2 warm-ups, Hayes Daniel will be the pitcher. The book is closed after 95 tosses by Will Rissmiller, and Andrew Hoover, the Bengals' third baseman, comes to the plate to start things off here in the top of the 7th. Wind still coming in out of that right field. Hoover, who's already had a base hit today, takes strike number 1. Hayes Daniel working from the stretch. Hoover fouls one down the right side. It's not going to be touched. And now an 0-2 count. Daniel gets the call on the way deep right side. That looked low and away, but
Now batting number 4, Ryan
I've been
Regan.
wrong before. Now here's Ryan Regan, Ryan Smith. Rogaine. I don't believe it's working for the family. Ryan Rogan at the plate, designated hitter tonight, played third base last night, in a key position here. Needs to get something going. 2-1 is not the score that these boys want. They'd like to put 3 or 4 more on the board. Hang it hard on the Bishop England battling Bishops. Hayes Daniel tanks one down into the dirt, and it's now 2-0. Everybody here has gotten a chuckle out of some of the player announcements. Ryan has been Rogan so far. Perrin Ketchen has been in the kitchen. And a few other interesting ones. 3-0 count. And now 3-1 as Daniel finds the center. And Rogan takes it for strike number 1. Daniel fighting back. Gets another one called. Rogan looks at strike number 2, and now the count is full. Rogan asks for time. It's granted, and he'll step out for a moment. Rogan brings about 75-80% of himself back in. He still doesn't have his full speed. Now he swings away at what would have been ball 4, and that limited speed hurts him as he is only about 3 steps away from the base by the time the ball gets there. At full form, Ryan would have beaten that throw down. But the sadder part is that's the second time that a Bengal has swung at ball 4 and struck out. Now here's Perrin Ketchen. Perrin Ketchen, a leadoff batter here tonight, wearing a very dirty uniform as he has dived into several bases and had a lot of luck doing so. The only one that he missed was the slide into home on what might have been a sacrifice fly. Instead, it turned out to be a play at the plate that came up as out number 3. 1-1 count now on the senior. Make that 1-2 as Hayes Daniel comes inside and gets the edge called. Nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, 2-1 Lucy Beckham. Daniel's pitch is wide, and the count is evened up at 2 apiece.
One more, Hayes.
If Perrin reaches, it'll be Kevin Fagan coming to the plate. Hank Epley behind him, followed by Riles Morris. Now is a great time to get the bats hot because these are some great bats to have swinging. Ketchen takes ball 3 just above his head as he dips down below it. Full count, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Payoff pitch coming here from Hayes Daniel. He shakes off a sign, shakes off another one. Now he gets one he likes, and here's the kick. Perrin Ketchen called out on strikes, and he'll stand there for a moment while he takes his hitting gear off. So it'll be up to the defense and pitcher Preston DiNapoli to take this win on home. They go into the bottom of the 7th. 1-run advantage. It's 2-1 here at Bishop England High School. You're listening to Lucy Beckham Baseball. Just for good measure, we'll take you around the defense one more time since we talked about how important it's going to be here in the bottom of the 7th. First base, Riles Morris, who has done a fantastic job working more in foul territory than in fair today, but he's made some key outs over there in that foul territory on pop fouls, taking at least 3 of them off the board. Riles Morris at first, Tommy Byrne at second, Perrin Ketchen at short, Andrew Hoover at third, Kingston Kolb over in left, Kevin Fagan where he belongs in center, and Keegan Conroy over in right. Perrin Ketchen behind the plate, and the second pitcher of the day for Lucy Beckham is Preston DiNapoli. He starts things off. It's a first ball hit, and it's a nice play. Perrin Ketchen hustles to the middle of the infield and a rocket over to Riles Morris. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Number 20, William Donato.
That was Ben Turner. And now here's William Donato. Donato has not been seen yet tonight, neither was Ben. Couple of pinch hitters here in the lineup. Donato batting for Maddox Munzel at the bottom of the order. And he gets himself into an 0-2 count. Donato waits on it. DiNapoli delivers. And it's strike 3! Preston DiNapoli just dialed in tonight, doing a great job coming out of the bullpen. And Jake McCara comes back to the plate. He's been the most dangerous of the Bishops so far this evening, the only one to cross the plate, and he is the last chance here for Bishop England. DiNapoli sends strike one in. The left-handed batter takes it. And the wind picks up just a bit. Little breeze, actually a pretty good gust there. Moves the wind from coming straight in out of right field to going a little bit more towards center. And now the count is 1-1. McCara, the Bishop's first baseman, waits on it. DiNapoli comes set. Here's the pitch, and it's strike number 2. So the Bengals one strike away from securing the win here in game number 2 of the Hanahan Invitational Tournament. Here's the pitch. It's high for ball 2. DiNapoli gets back onto the rubber, still working from the stretch. Nobody on, 2 outs. Lucy Beckham up 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Your count is 2-2. DiNapoli set, kick, deliver, and the curveball does not fall. The count is full. And McCara steps back into the box. It's all fun and games up until the moment it gets serious. And there's ball 4. And the Bengals walk the tying run. Catcher Ty Livesay, who was stranded at third base in the last time up for him. Comes to the plate. And DNAP sends strike number 1 in. Livesay led off, reached, ended up getting the bases loaded. And between Levi Schrock and Preston DiNapoli, they got themselves out of a jam. Hank Epley tries to get the back pick over at first. Jake McCara gets in just underneath the swipe tag from good Lord, who am I talking about? Riles Morris. 1-1 pitch. And Livesay swings away. 1-2. Once again, the Bengals a strike away from winning it.
Come on, Ty.
Coach Vic Major bringing... And it's a strikeout! Strike 3 swinging! Vic Major was trying to bring Kevin Fagan in. It's not necessary, as Preston DiNapoli does a fantastic job getting the last 5 outs of this game. Final score 2-1. Lucy Beckham on top of Bishop England. A great time, a fun ball game to watch. Comes down the right way for the good guys. Lucy Beckham walks away 1-1 from these first 2 hit tournament games. Bishop England 0-2. They don't waste any time. The scoreboard is cleared. The concession stand is closed. Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. And we're on Catholic ground here. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the game. We'd love to have you here for the games tomorrow and Thursday. I'm not sure where here actually will be. We'll find out some more about that as we go. We'll get you game times and opponents and locations as fast as we can. Remember, there is rain in the forecast for tomorrow, so hopefully whatever we play will have a little bit of a blessing, and we'll get the game in under dry skies. Thursday looks to be a great baseball day, and if you're around and need something to do, of course, you can head over to the Credit One Charleston Open just up the street here on Daniel Island, or this weekend, Saturday, you can go run the Cooper River Bridge Run, and of course Flowertown Festival up in Somerville. All of that comes second to Lucy Beckham baseball, however. Love to have you in the stands for the rest of the week. If you can't make it, we'll bring you the games right here on the Lucy Beckham baseball channel on YouTube. Until we meet again, your final score, Lucy Beckham 2, Bishop England 1. It's a win for the good guys. Thanks for coming out to the ballpark. Have a great night, y'all.